makes Florian Wirtz the hottest midfield maestro in football right now? From his incredible vision to his tireless work rate, we'll analyse what sets him apart. Subscribe now for in-depth football analysis, and stay till the end for an exclusive look at Wirtz's most impressive skills compilation. You won't believe what he can do. Are we the only ones getting a strong sense of déjà vu with this one? A fresh-faced German tearing apart defences in the Bundesliga and Europe in a Leverkusen jersey. Yep, we've been here before, haven't we? Arsenal's Kai Havertz once took us down this road, and now it's Florian Wirtz blazing the trail. Everyone and their mums wanted a piece of Kai in 2020. These days, you've got the same vibe with Florian. And if you've watched this dude play, you'll know why. And you know what's cool? Wirtz has openly called Havertz his role model. Here's what he had to say about his national team colleague. Of course Kai is a role model. He gave me a few good tips and I was able to learn a lot above all in training. He was definitely somebody I could look up to. But like any superstar talent, Wirtz wasn't a product of luck. He's been a star in the making for years. Born in Brauweiler, just north of Cologne, he joined FC Cologne in 2010 at just 7 years old. He worked his way through the ranks, and by the time he was ready to move on, the local Kölner Express newspaper declared him the best midfielder to come through the club in 30 years. Safe to say, we've got visionary journalists right there in Cologne, because whatever they saw in young Wirtz in 2010 was starting to come through. Because just like that, you had football giants like Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund, RB Leipzig, and even Liverpool pouring in after Wirtz helped Cologne under-17 team clinch the 2019 under-17 Bundesliga title. Wirtz was instrumental, scoring in games against Bayern Munich and in the final against Dortmund. But it wasn't just his memorising skill that caught everyone's attention. He also scored an outrageous halfway line goal in a 10-0 win over Wuppertal, one of 8 goals in 10 under-17 games that season. Goals like this is why Bayer Leverkusen couldn't help but go knocking on his door in January 2020. After initially rejecting the club for Cologne back in the day, Wirtz made the move up the road to the Bay Arena, and things only accelerated from there. By May 2020, the kid had broken into the first team, making his debut in a 4-1 win over Werder Bremen on matchday 26. At just 17 years and 16 days old, Wirtz became Leverkusen's youngest ever debutant, and, at the time, the 3rd youngest player in Bundesliga history. And guess who Florian Wirtz overtook to become Leverkusen's youngest ever Bundesliga debutant? You wouldn't believe it. It was Kai Havertz himself, the same Havertz he grew up idolising. But it gets even better. Just 18 days after his debut, he went down in history as the youngest player to score a Bundesliga goal, finding the net against Bayern Munich in June 2020. While he eventually lost that record to Youssoufa Moukoko, Wirtz's strike against Bayern remains a landmark moment in his career. Wirtz wasn't alone rewriting the history books though. He became the youngest player to reach 50 Bundesliga appearances. Of course, Moukoko took that record too, but by then, Wirtz had already left his mark on the league as one of the most consistent young stars. A star was born, and this one looked like he was here to stay. By 2020, Wirtz was already one of the most exciting young talents in Germany. That year he was awarded the prestigious Fritz Walter Gold Medal after an impressive debut Bundesliga season. But Wirtz didn't stop there. Just a year later, he received the medal again, this time in the under-19 category, cementing his reputation as a top-tier talent. The Fritz Walter Medal, named after the West Germany 1954 World Cup winning captain, is the highest honour in German youth football. Past recipients include Manuel Neuer, Antonio Rudiger, and you guessed it, Kai Havertz. Wirtz wasted no time in becoming a big-time player for Bayer Leverkusen. In the 2021 Bundesliga season, the teenager made 29 appearances, scoring 5 goals and providing 5 assists. But Wirtz wasn't just contributing, he was setting records. By the time he scored his 10th Bundesliga goal in a match against Mainz, Wirtz became the youngest player in league history to reach double figures, achieving the milestone at just 18 years and 145 days old. The record smashed the previous one held by Lukas Podolski, another Cologne youth product, by over 200 days. Wirtz carried his form into the 21-22 season, scoring 7 goals and 10 assists. His creativity and ability to deliver in crucial moments made him one of the Bundesliga's standout performers. Unfortunately, his season came to an abrupt halt in March 2022, when he suffered a cruciate ligament injury during a game against his boyhood club, Cologne. But guess what? The kid bounced back like he never left. Florian Wirtz made his big comeback in January 2023. And trust me, It was like he hit the unpause button on his career. The dude was unstoppable. He scored 3 goals in the knockout rounds of the UEFA Europa League, dragging Leverkusen all the way to the semi-finals. And it wasn't just the goals. Wirtz also dished out 2 assists in 8 appearances, proving he's more than just a scorer. He's a playmaker too. No wonder UEFA crowned him the Young Player of the Season for the 22-23 Europa League. If the 22-23 season was the writing on the wall, the 23-24 season saw Wirtz hit a whole new level. The number 10 made sure everyone knew his name, becoming the ultimate creative force behind Leverkusen's historic, unbeaten Bundesliga title win. Wirtz wrapped up the season with 11 goals and 12 assists, one of only 2 players in the Bundesliga to hit double digits in both categories. His teammate, Alejandro Grimaldo, being the other. Oh, and if that wasn't enough, he bagged the Bundesliga Player of the Year award. And get this, he was ranked the 12th best player in the world in the Ballon d'Or. That's right, at just 21 years old. Wirtz has the biggest clubs in Europe drooling over him again. The guy is a total package. Whether he's scoring from ridiculous ranges or nutmegging defenders like it's a hobby, he is an absolute menace on the pitch. His ability to thread through balls behind defenses, whether he's playing deeper, wide, or as a classic number 10, is just a chef's kiss. With everything he's achieved at just 21, can you blame the biggest clubs in Europe for wanting a piece of the Wirtz magic? It's no surprise Bayer Leverkusen has slapped a jaw-dropping €150 million price tag on him. That's how much it'll cost to take their golden boy away. And honestly, even that might not be enough. And that's because Wirtz is low-key a magician for Leverkusen. He's got the ball on lockdown, doing whatever he pleases, and opponents are legit lost. He's like psychic-level good, anticipating their next move before they even know what's up. It's like he's got the time stone from Doctor Strange, picking the best future for himself and the team every single time. Now here's the real question. Who's willing to pay that kind of cash? The list of the potential buyers contains the who's who of European football royalty. Manchester City and Arsenal are reportedly leading the Premier League charge, while Real Madrid and Bayern Munich are circling like sharks. For Real Madrid, it's not just about adding another superstar. It's about solving a serious problem. Creativity has been one of their biggest struggles in the first half of the 24-25 season, and they see Wirtz as the perfect long-term successor to the legendary Toni Kroos. I mean, can you imagine the weight of that responsibility? But if anyone is built for it, it's Wirtz. And then there's the Premier League connection. Could Pep Guardiola really resist adding a player like Wirtz to his already stacked Man City squad? Or will Mikel Arteta convince him to follow in the footsteps of his idol, Kai Havertz, and join Arsenal? So what do you think? Who's winning the race for Wirtz? Or do you see him staying on after this season? Drop your predictions in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of Europe's hottest prospects, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more football breakdowns. Don't miss our next video, where we'll analyse another rising star and ask, are they really living up to the hype?